What if I told you that the future of entire civilizations could be predicted? That's the world that Isaac Asimov builds in Foundation, a book that not only spans the stars, but also explores the deepest questions about human society, power, and knowledge. In Foundation, we're not just witnessing the fall of a galactic empire, we're diving into a story that asks some of the biggest questions about our own world. What causes civilizations to crumble? Can science and reason save us from the chaos? And in the battle between fate and free will, where do we stand? Today we're exploring the timeless and thought-provoking themes of Foundation, a book that's as relevant today as it was when Asimov first penned it. Whether you're a sci-fi fan or someone who just loves thinking about the future, this video will take you on a journey that's far more than just space travel. Let's get started with a brief summary of the book. Foundation, a brief synopsis. Foundation by Isaac Asimov is a science fiction classic that follows the story of the fall of the Galactic Empire, a vast civilization that has ruled the galaxy for thousands of years. At the heart of the story is Harry Seldon, a brilliant mathematician who develops psychohistory, a method of predicting large-scale social and political trends using advanced mathematics. Seldon foresees the inevitable collapse of the empire and the chaos that will follow, lasting thousands of years. To shorten this dark period, he creates the Foundation, a group of scientists, scholars, and engineers on the distant planet Terminus. Their mission is to preserve knowledge and become the foundation for a new, more enlightened civilization that will eventually rise from the ruins of the Empire. As the story progresses, the Foundation faces numerous external threats, from warlords to the remnants of the decaying Empire. Rather than relying on military might, the Foundation uses science, diplomacy, and clever manipulation to survive and grow in influence. The book explores themes of power, knowledge, and the cyclical nature of civilizations, presenting a compelling vision of how societies adapt or fail in the face of change. It's a thought-provoking exploration of the future, deeply rooted in history and human nature. Let's now explore some of the book's key themes. 1. The rise and fall of civilizations. At the heart of Foundation is a classic and timeless idea: the inevitable rise and fall of empires. Asimov explores this through the crumbling galactic empire, which, after a millennia of dominance, has grown complacent, corrupt, and stagnant. It's a direct parallel to real-world historical empires like Rome or the British Empire, both of which rose to incredible heights only to be undone by their own weight. The idea here is that no matter how powerful a society becomes, it's never immune to collapse. This collapse might not happen overnight, it's often a slow process that takes centuries, but it's inevitable. When innovation ceases, leadership falters, and internal strife takes over. In Foundation, Harry Seldon recognizes this decline and uses psychohistory, more on that later, to plan for the future. His goal is to limit the chaos that follows the fall, knowing full well that the collapse itself cannot be stopped. What Seldon and Asimov are telling us is simple. The structures that we rely on today, even the most powerful, will one day give way to something new. But crucially, how we manage that transition can either bring about darkness or pave the way for renewal. 2. Fate versus free will. Now, this is where things get really interesting. In Foundation, Asimov tackles one of the oldest philosophical debates: fate versus free will. Seldon's psychohistory is a mathematical tool that can predict the future of entire civilizations by analysing the behaviour of large groups of people. The key idea is that while individual actions are unpredictable, the behaviour of societies as a whole is almost inevitable. What this suggests is that the fate of the galaxy is already written, at least in broad strokes. The decline of the Empire, the rise of the Foundation, these are all things that psychohistory can foresee, almost as if these events are fated to happen. But where does that leave individual agency? Are we as individuals powerless in the face of these much larger forces? Asimov doesn't give us a simple answer. On the one hand, psychohistory shows that large-scale trends are inescapable. On the other hand, we see key characters whose actions shape the direction of these trends in unexpected ways. The tension between fate and free will is one of the most thought-provoking aspects of Foundation, leaving us to wonder how much control we truly have over the future, whether in a galactic empire or in our everyday lives. 3. Science and rationalism as the key to survival. In Asimov's universe, the true power doesn't come from military strength or religious fervor, it comes from knowledge, science, and rational thinking. The Foundation is built on the idea that human progress depends on the preservation and expansion of knowledge. While the Galactic Empire collapses under the weight of its own stagnation, the Foundation thrives because it holds on to scientific and technological advancements. This theme is a celebration of human intellect. The Foundation's survival hinges on its commitment to reason, logic, and the scientific method. Asimov is making a strong argument here. Societies that stop valuing knowledge, that stop innovating, are doomed to fall apart. In a sense, Foundation reflects Asimov's own belief in the power of science to solve the world's problems. Whether it's climate change, pandemics, or political unrest, Asimov would argue that rational thought and evidence-based solutions are the only way to ensure humanity's future. The Galactic Empire, bloated and resistant to change, is a cautionary tale of what happens when societies lose touch with these values. 4. Religion as a tool for social control. One of the most fascinating and perhaps controversial themes in Foundation is how religion is used as a tool for social control. Early in the Foundation's development, the leaders realized that they can't dominate other star systems through military force. Instead, they establish a religion based around the advanced technology that they possess, convincing neighbouring planets that this technology is a form of divine power. This is a sharp commentary on how belief systems can be manipulated by those in power. Asimov shows how religion, which is often shown to be something sacred and pure, can be co-opted to control society. The Foundation's priests are really just technicians, but to the less advanced societies, they appear as miracle workers. What Asimov is highlighting here is that religion, when used as a political tool, can become a means of domination rather than spiritual enlightenment. It's a theme that forces readers to reflect on the role that institutions, religious or otherwise, play in maintaining power and how that power can be abused. 5. Politics and power. Diplomacy as a weapon. Foundation also dives deep into the realm of politics and power, particularly the role of diplomacy. The Foundation, unlike the decaying empire, has to rely on its intellectual and political skills to survive. It doesn't have a vast military, so it uses diplomacy, trade, and strategic alliances to outmaneuver its enemies. This theme explores the idea that brute force isn't always the best way to maintain power. The Foundation's leaders understand that soft power, using influence, persuasion, and control over resources, can be just as effective as armies or fleets. Through clever manipulation and political maneuvering, they turn seemingly impossible situations into victories. Asimov's take on politics is clear. In a complex and interdependent world, those who are adaptable, who can navigate the intricacies of diplomacy, will come out on top. The Foundation's survival is as much of a result of its political strategy as it is of its scientific prowess. 6. Progress versus stagnation. Finally, Asimov draws a sharp contrast between progress and stagnation. The Galactic Empire, once a beacon of human achievement, has become complacent. It's stuck in its ways, resistant to change, and blind to its own decay. Meanwhile, the Foundation represents progress, adaptability, and a commitment to the future. This theme is a powerful reminder of the dangers of stagnation. Societies, organizations, even individuals can fall into a trap of thinking that once they've achieved success, they don't need to keep evolving. But as Asimov shows us, the moment that we stop innovating, stop learning, and stop adapting is the moment we start to decline. The message here is clear. Progress isn't just about moving forward, it's about constantly questioning and improving. It's about embracing change, rather than fearing it. The Foundation's success comes not from clinging to old ways, but from its willingness to think differently, to challenge the status quo, and to build something new from the ashes of the past. Why you should read Foundation. I think that Foundation is a book that everyone should read because it's more than just a sci-fi classic. It's a profound exploration of the human condition. What drew me in is the way that Isaac Asimov masterfully weaves together the rise and fall of civilizations, the power of knowledge, and the complexities of human behaviour. It makes you question the predictability of our future, and the role that each of us plays in the grand scheme of things. The themes of fate versus free will, and how societies can thrive or crumble depending on their willingness to innovate, are incredibly relevant today. It makes you reflect on the world around you, how empires, both literal and figurative, rise, grow stagnant, and eventually fall. Foundation is also a celebration of science and reason, showing us that progress and intellect are what can truly save us from chaos. What makes the book even more special is the pure timelessness of the ideas. Whether you're a fan of sci-fi or someone just interested in the big ideas of politics, history, and society, Foundation will challenge how you think about the future and even the present.